Hello everyone, I'm very excited for this particular video because I picked up a box that has 8 Paul McCartney records in it. It's a rare, very unique type of item or items from the Westwood One radio networks, Culver City, California. And what this is a sealed, never opened collection of 8 broadcast radio records from 1989 that were going to be on the show that was called McCartney on McCartney from the BBC broadcast from that year of '89, probably from when Paul was doing his Flowers in the Dirt promotion. And it was originally marked as such on the side here. I'm told this comes from a collection where a whole bunch of these Westwood One items were bought. And this is just one from the many. And I'm very excited to open it. As you can see there, we have Unplayed, McCartney on McCartney, 1989. Now I'm going to open this right here, sealed to revealed. If this turns out to be record albums by, I don't know, Engelbert Humperdinck or Tupac Shakur or something, I want my money back. I'm telling you right now, you know who you are. Okay? So let's take a little X-Acto knife here. This is going to be a live opening. No trickery here. Now, I know that I've had records like this from John Lennon radio broadcasts, and there's nothing really to see. I mean, the records themselves are pretty standard, and there's company paperwork and things like that. I have to do this completely without editing so that we know that I'm not substituting records in here if say that they're not the right ones. Okay. So far, so good from what I can tell here. You can see already paperwork there. It says McCartney on McCartney. You know, I have a lot of these from the Lost Lennon tapes broadcast from Westwood One. So let's go ahead and take this whole thing out. And I guess the first thing to do, I'll leave the sheet for later. First thing to do is make sure these are the right records. And they seem to be. They seem to be. McCartney on McCartney. Let's take one of them out here. Side 1 and side 2. These are, for example, for broadcast the weekend of May 26th, 89 to May 29th, 1989. This is right coinciding with Flowers in the Dirt, which is a way, I know a lot of people won't like the word I'm using, but it's Paul's comeback album in many ways. And, he was going to start touring again and, forgetting about the Broad Street debacle and everything. And they're all kind of identical, but we have like side 10, side 10, side 10, side 2, side 11. Well, you get the picture. It's all rather identical. So I'm glad they're all here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Very cool. Let's just look at the paperwork. Not much to see, I don't think. It's all the instructions here. It tells you commercials. You got Betty Crocker, Fruit Bar, and a whole bunch of commercials. I don't know how well you can read this, but some commercials. And the official work. Important program information from Gary Landis, Vice President, Director of Programming. Tells you everything. First of all, congratulations on your wisdom in choosing McCartney on McCartney as part of your Memorial Day weekend programming. You have in your hands the most frank and definitive work ever produced on one of this century's greatest artists. This is 30 years ago, and he's still one of the greatest. In characteristic BBC style, you will find this show to be mostly music and McCartney in his own words. While intended to be broadcast in one 6 hour block, you will find that the conclusion of each hour is soft enough to allow for a different configuration. Each hour ends with a brief forward by Mike Reed and then a break. You can easily return from that break with a local insert indicating when the series will continue, and so on. It tells you within each hour there are 4 segments. Um, After you run your designated spot, you can easily drop in a pre-produced cart that says something like, quote, WXRT's special presentation of McCartney on McCartney continues. Now, this is supposed to be, I probably listened to this back in the day. I mean, it's 30 years, I don't remember, but supposed to be a really good interview with McCartney talking about his whole life, and it is 8 discs worth of material. Anyway, very happy. Nice piece to my collection. Would have been rarer had I not opened it, but I'm not just in it to make future profit or anything. The idea is that I want a lot of this stuff, hopefully, to go with me, and I'm here to listen to this particular this particular item. I'm excited still. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and I hope you found that kind of interesting. Too bad there's no photos, but that's the way it goes.